think that we've all known someone who said, "Love found me when I wasn't looking." And there is a lot of truth in that statement. When we are so desperate and needing for something to happen, it tends to escape us. And we don't want this like tense energy of I need to have this, especially when it comes to dating, because we will end up in situations that are not beneficial. But in anything in life, you want to desire something loosely. So you can want a relationship, but you are going to surrender to God, to whatever you believe in, knowing that in due time it will manifest when it's right for me. And this is the type of energy that I really want to instill in you guys, because a lot of people who watch my channel or who look at my content are people who really want to find a high value mate. Their goal is to find love and to eventually get married. And I always tell my clients that you should have a desire, you should have a goal in mind, but you need to let go and surrender, because if not, you're no fun to be around. You want to be someone who is like lighthearted and fun and energetic, but if you are holding so tight to this need of yours, you are not going to be going on dates in the feminine energy that men are looking for. They're looking for a woman who is like fun to be around and positive, but if you have this bitter attitude because you haven't found love, that is going to be so evident to men, and they will be running from you and you'll be wondering why. So in this video, I want to talk about how we can cultivate confidence while dating. And you guys, confidence is not something you're born with. I always preach this. Confidence is something that you must cultivate over time. It's a skill. It's something you need to work on. There are days where you might be low confidence. There are maybe weeks or maybe months where you might be low confidence, but you need to realize when you're in that state and actively get yourself out of it. So one of the things that I want to talk about, which is funny because I don't know when you guys are watching this video or when it'll even be uploaded, but yesterday was the Super Bowl, and almost every girl I knew on my Instagram feed was posting about Rihanna. Oh my God, she's amazing. She's the best entertainer. Look at her body. Like, everyone was just in awe at Rihanna, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, Rihanna is amazing. I love her. She's gorgeous and talented, and I think she is beautiful. But I found it so funny because these same people who are like, look at Rihanna, like, look at Kim Kardashian, look at these people, they don't have that same energy about themselves. And that is like so horrible, because you need to be confident in yourself. You need to love yourself and know your worth, especially when dating, because if you can see every other girl's beauty and every other girl's talents but not your own, that is going to translate as insecurity when you're dating. So I want you guys to start looking in the mirror and looking at yourself like you are Rihanna. You have your own gifts, you have your own talents, you have your own beauty and looks that make you uniquely you. There is no replica of you. There's only one of you, and you need to own that. Own every single aspect of you. I can go on and on about how I used to nitpick myself so much. First off, I hated my name, Rulla, which now, like, I can't even think about hating my name because I think I have the most amazing name on the planet. Like, I literally think that angels came down and intervened with my mom and dad to name me Rulla, because I think it's just such a high vibe name. But once again, when you're young and you haven't learned confidence, I'm like, I just want a simple name. Like, I want to be Sarah, Jessica, Jasmine, like something easy to say and pronounce. And I didn't want to stand out. Same with my hair. I legit hated my hair for years. I straightened it, I curled it, I did anything to make it look different from its natural state. And of course, I still love to style my hair, but it's something that I have learned to embrace. And what makes me smile so much is when people are like, Rulla, I know you because of your hair. I know you because of your curls. It'll literally bring tears to my eyes, because when you truly embody who you are, everyone gets on boat with you. Like, I swear, like if I went around telling everyone my hair is so ugly, I hate my hair, everyone would probably be like, yeah, your hair isn't nice. Like, why are you keeping it natural? You should do it. But if you go out into the world with that confident energy, like my hair is so unique, my hair makes me me, my hair is like a lion's mane, people respond to that energy positively. And men will say like, wow, I love your hair. Like, I love it just fresh out the shower. Like, you don't need to do anything with your hair. And those are the types of responses I've got from men. I've had men compliment me on my natural hair. I've had men compliment me on my natural nails. Like, literally no polish, nothing. I had a multi-millionaire guy tell me, you have beautiful nails. Like, you don't need polish or anything. They look so clean and so nice. And I don't want to bring up these compliments, because compliments isn't what should drive our confidence. Confidence comes from within, but it's something you must teach yourself. It's something you must learn and cultivate over time. It's not an overnight thing. And so I want you guys to start embracing your own look, whether it's your frizzy hair, whether it's that weird birthmark, whether it's your moles, whether it's your eye color, whatever it is, whether it's the curvature in your nose. Start owning those parts of you, because we as a society have gotten to that place where everyone just wants to get nip tuck. Like, everyone wants to get Botox and filler, and everyone's like, oh, well, you know, what's so wrong? If you don't like it, fix it. Get this reduced, get this enlarged. And by all means, if that makes you happy, do it. But something deep down tells me, if it wasn't for social media, if it wasn't for all of this comparison, if it wasn't for Photoshop and all these crazy apps that people use, there wouldn't be a need for plastic surgery. There wouldn't be a need for always changing our hair color, our hairstyle, all of these things, like even falling into fashion trends. Like, we lose sense of who we are deep down when we just follow trends, when we follow what everyone else is doing. Recently, I want to tell you guys like a real life example. Recently, I was posting a photo on Instagram, and before I had posted it, I was showing one of my family members like, oh, do you like this picture better or that one? Like, I was seeing what picture they liked better. And then this family member had told me, oh, like my friend has Facetune, like I could send it over and she could like tweak it a little bit, you know, make it look nice. And my first response was no. And she was just like, why not? And I was like, I don't want to uphold a look online that is not realistic, that is not true to who I am. And it's just like when people lie on their dating profile. You know, some men say they're 6'2" when they're 5'11". You don't want to uphold this fake identity, because the minute you do that, you just reveal to everyone that you're not confident, right? If you were truly confident, you would own who you are. You would own your true self. You would own your true height, your true weight, the wrinkles in your face, the bags under your eyes, like whatever it is. If you were truly confident, you wouldn't need to fake it. You wouldn't need to Facetune it. You wouldn't need to change it. So I want you guys to really start loving every bit of yourself. And it could be as simple as just like affirmations in the mirror, looking at yourself with no makeup, nothing on, and telling yourself, I'm beautiful. And literally picking out parts of your body, parts of your face, parts of your look, even parts of your character and identity and personality that you love. Like, that is going to create such a positive overflow. And then when you go on dates, you're not so desperate. You're not so needy. You don't need anything because you've already found what you need and it's within. I want to reiterate, there's nothing wrong with upgrading your look, but I don't like when dating coaches especially really harp on women like invest in your look, invest in your wardrobe, invest in your appearance. Yes, it's true to a certain extent, but if you don't invest in the internal, if you don't invest in the knowledge, in the brain, in the mind, in the conversation, and all of these things that make up who you are, then you're only getting one piece of the equation, right? You're only getting the external, the look, the surface level, but you want to be the whole package and you want to walk into the room knowing that you're the entire package. So a little story about me. I used to wear my heart like on my sleeve, okay? And this is just something that's like a known fact. Like, everyone knew me as being a hopeless romantic. Everyone knew that if I went on a date with a guy, I'd already be like planning to take his last name and where we would be living, and like I'd be just making up all these fairy tale endings in my head. And the problem with that was, yes, in essence, it sounds cute, it sounds adorable, but it wasn't getting me the results I wanted, because when I went on dates, I was giving off this energy of desperation. And no, I wasn't being obvious like, oh my God, I need love. But just in my energy, these men could tell, like, they could easily win me over. They could easily take me off the market. And you never want men to think that. You want men to think that they need to work hard for you, that they need to compete in order to win you over, that they need to literally court you and show you and do X, Y, and Z before you even consider them as a potential. It was crazy because I literally went all my life just nurturing men and wearing my heart on my sleeve and like literally being okay with any guy after a first date just because I thought he was cute and we had somewhat of a connection. And after just getting my heart broken like back to back to back to back, I reached a point where I was like, you know what? Enough of this. I am taking my power back. Okay, and what I meant by that is I am now going to be judging and analyzing men for what they do, what they bring to the table. It's no longer, I'm just gonna settle with anyone on a first date. It's prove it to me. And that was the energy I brought to dating in 2018 when I met my partner. I was like, I don't want to say stone cold, like I was still like friendly and loving and like I still had my same energy, but like I was very much like, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, you'll show me. Like, I wasn't just taking what he said at face value. I was like, okay, like back it up. Like, let me see. Because a lot of men are all talk. They'll say like, I'll buy us a home here. I'll take you on this trip. I'll do this. And like, most of the time, the more they talk, the less they do. And my partner wasn't like that at all. But, you know, he was just telling me about his lifestyle and things like that. And I was just like, okay, like, cool. And I liked him, but I didn't just go off the market. I was like, this guy needs to prove it to me. I'm not just going to settle for anyone. Especially after having had my heart broken back to back to back, I was like, you know what? I'm doing things differently this time. I'm gonna keep dating. I'm gonna still have my dating profile. I'm gonna let these men show me who they are before I decide. And keep in mind, you guys, desperation comes in many colors. Some people are desperate for love. Other people are desperate to get laid. Some people are desperate to have kids. Some people are desperate for marriage. Desperation, regardless of what you're desperate for, is never a good look. And that's why in a previous video where I talked about 10 types of women to avoid, I said the woman with a strict timeline. Because having a strict timeline means you're so desperate for something to happen, like it needs to fit this certain timeline. And although, as you guys know, I'm all about women having goals, having an end goal of marriage and whatnot, especially because I know that we are limited in terms of how old we can be when we have kids, but it is not a good look when you're so desperate for something, okay? So the first tip that I have for you, if you know you're resonating with this and you think like, you know what, that kind of sounds like me. I'm someone who jumps the gun. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm ready to settle for any other person. I want, you know, to get married or to have kids now. The first thing I want you to do is to rotationally date. I have a whole video talking about this, breaking it down. I'm not going to go into it, but the minute you rotationally date, you start looking at your options in a very logical, reasonable manner. You're not being swayed by all of these hormones surging through your body. You now have options, and you're not just settling for the first one. You're letting them compete for you. When you are dating multiple men, you're not that energetically attached to any of them, right? Because you're keeping an open mind. And also, you guys, one piece of rotational dating is there is no intimacy involved. You should not be hooking up or sleeping with any of these people or even going to their homes. Like, I'm talking about literally going on dates, talking on the phone, that sort of dating, okay? So rotationally dating is going to put you in a place of power, because who do you know is desperate but is rotationally dating? Not many people. Most people who are desperate will settle for the first guy they meet on a date. Or they'll just date one guy at a time and wait until he's ready to commit to them. Wrong. You don't want to be that woman, okay? When you truly have confidence in yourself and you know what you bring to the table, you don't have these limitations in your mind. You know that no matter where you are in the world, you're gonna meet Mr. Right. There is going to be a Prince Charming for you. That is the sort of belief, that system that you're going to have when you're rotationally dating. You're not restricting yourself to one guy and putting all your eggs in that basket and saying, he better prove it to me or back to the drawing board. No, you're literally drawing out your options and seeing what's out there and responding to that energy. And you are going to be judging these men logically, not based on attraction, not based on connection, not based on all of these fleeting things, but based on the actual facts. What actions does this guy take to win you over? The next thing that I recommend is do not be the one to initiate serious conversations. Okay, once again, do not be the one to initiate serious conversations. When I mean serious, I mean what you're looking for, when your last relationship was, all of these things having to do with commitment. That should be the man's responsibility in bringing up those topics to you. If you have to ask him, hey, what are we? No. We are not in middle school. Men make their intentions clear, or they're just not even an option. Like, men need to be very clear about, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Hey, I'm dating around, seeing what's out there. Hey, will you be my girlfriend? Like, men lay it all out on the table, and it's up to you to either accept that or to reject it. Okay, so you don't want to be the one to initiate serious conversations. Even if you do want to get married, you do want to have kids, you do want a family, telling a guy that on day one will only scare him away, even if he wants that as well, right? Because men want to lead the relationship. They don't want you initiating the next steps. unless it's like some super feminine guy who wants you to be in control. And that is not what I teach on my channel. So if you are a traditional feminine lady, regardless of what you want in your life, of what you want hopefully to come to fruition, you're going to keep that to yourself unless asked. Okay, so don't go on dates and you've literally had one drink and you're already telling this guy, oh yeah, I'd like to get married in 2 years and a year after that have a kid and blah, blah, blah. Men literally get so scared by this type of behavior. I have read dozens of books on behavior of men. Actually, one of them's right here. Why Men Love was part 1, and Why Men Marry is part 2. And I hope I don't get flagged on YouTube for this. But anyway, I know it's a cheesy title, but there are some good points in this book. And this author did a lot of surveys asking men, what type of behavior is a turn on? What type of behavior is a turn off? Let me tell you, all of them said a woman bringing up kids or marriage on one of the first few dates was a turn off. Even if they wanted that. Even if the men themselves wanted to get married, wanted to be husbands, wanted to be dads. On the other hand, when they asked men what was a turn on for you, it was a woman who seemed like she did not need him. A woman who was keeping her options open. A woman who was not truly showing all her cards. She was remaining mysterious. She was allowing him to take the lead. That literally makes them melt at their knees, because men want to be the one to compete and win you over, and like they literally want it to be like a chase. They want it to be like at the end, like, yeah, I got her, like I got that girl. If it's as easy as going on a date and just boom, you're already with him, well, you made it so easy. You made it so easy for him, and that's now setting the precedent for your relationship, for him to be doing the minimal effort, you know, to keep you as his girl. Allow him to reveal his intentions before you reveal yours, and always be discreet. Like, you don't need to tell a guy, oh, I'm dating 3 other guys. No, you just need to say, I'm keeping my options open. I'm still on a dating app. I'm, you know, going on dates here and there and just seeing what's out there. Deep down, you might want to literally get married, but you are not telling this to that guy on day 1. You're not revealing all of your intentions on day 1. You're letting him take the lead, him take charge. He's revealing what he wants, and you're seeing, okay, well, are you going to back that up with action? Once again, I know I said this earlier in the video, but I have to reiterate, do not engage in any sexual behavior, okay? Some women think that it's empowering. There's feminists out there and they think like, why should men be able to and women aren't? I'm very traditional in the sense that once you've given up your temple and once you've slept with someone, well, the work is over. He already literally got the milk. Why does he need to buy the cow? So you really need to be strategic, and if you're serious about this, then commit to no sexual behavior, no intimate behavior, okay? I promise you, if you follow these steps, you are going to start going on dates with an entirely new energy. You're not going to be going on dates like, I need someone. And once again, you guys, you're not saying I need someone, but it's the energy you're giving off. You're not going to go on a date and tell a guy your 5-year plan, okay? You're going to start going on dates just to have fun and enjoy yourself. And you're going to leave it up to the man to win you over and to court you. Okay, so I hope that this video was helpful. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, then check my description for the details on that. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye!